You're live, it says. Hello, how are you? Yes, I am wearing makeup today. Don't get used to it. I just got some new stuff in. I got some mascara in a little zero waste container and some new concealer because my stuff is way old. And when I used old mascara and old concealer, my eyes just water and water and water. So I was just curious, so I put makeup on. And also I'm trying out some new lighting. Woo! Yeah. And so anyway, so that's that. Also, disclaimer. I think you call it a disclaimer. I am going to cuss. All cussing welcome on this channel. I went for, I want to say something like 16, 18 years, somewhere in there, without cussing because I was a good little Christian and I was in a cult and doing cult speak and cult stuff. And I have a lot of time to make up for, and I'm by God going to make up for it. So cussing going to happen. And I'm going to be marking stuff off because my notes are messy and all over the place. We covered the cussing welcome. All right. Now I'm going to read from Daily Reflections. This is a book of reflections by AA members for AA members. In AA, we aim not only for sobriety, we try again to become citizens of the world that we rejected and of the world that once rejected us. This is the ultimate demonstration toward, hey, sweetie, I love you so much. I'm live. Keep playing, just soften it a little bit. I understand. Play, but maybe just quiet down a hair. Just a hair, baby. Okay. From the top. In AA, we aim not only for sobriety, we try again to become citizens of the world that we rejected and of the world that once rejected us. This is the ultimate demonstration toward which 12-step work is the first, but not... Why am I on December 28th? Because I'm a stupid... No, I'm not. I'm not stupid, but sometimes I just don't have all my synapses firing, if you know what I mean. September 29th, not December 29th. Hello. And this one is called Exactly Alike. Frequent contact with newcomers and with each other is the bright spot of our lives. Alcoholics Anonymous, Big Book, page 89. A man came to the meeting drunk, interrupted the speakers, stood up and took his shirt off, staggered loudly back and forth for coffee, demanded to talk, and eventually called the group's secretary an unquotable name and walked out. I was glad he was there. Once again, I saw what I had been like, but I also saw what I still am and what I still could be. I don't have to be drunk to want to be the exception and the center of attention. I have often felt abused and responded abusively when I was simply being treated as a garden variety human being. The more the man tried to insist he was different, the more I realized that he and I were exactly alike. So yeah, I'm going to talk about some of my early days of recovery. Some fun stories there. And where am I starting? You know, when you're a newbie and you come into an AA meeting, you know, people who have some time under the belt are like new blood, you know, and they all kind of flock to you after the meeting, and especially if you share, and, you know, they learn pretty quickly that I wasn't much to get excited about. Because I was Jesus this and Jesus that. I was a, you know, brand new Jesus freak, and you know, everywhere I went, I was Jesus this, Jesus that, and so yeah, you know, I was in the meetings, and I think they started dreading seeing me coming, and I started dreading going because all I wanted to talk about was Jesus. Say Jesus, then they'd come up to me after the meetings. It's the God of your understanding. And I'm like, yeah, I understand that Jesus is a pretty big deal to me. And he's about as powerful as a higher power gets, And so, yeah, me and AA eventually parted ways, and I went the cult way. Actually, I was kind of in my basic training for cultness, I guess, cult life in those early days and the churches I was going to and whatnot. But Lord, I'm gonna look at the chat. Seventh Son says, howdy, Seventh Son. Cosmic Christie, hey, girl, hey. Crystal, hello, Christy. Darn autocorrect. Oh, okay. Hey, Seven. Buffering severely. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Shoot. It may be my internet connection. I apologize. I was going to reboot my computer, but I was afraid I couldn't bring my live stream up, so I apologize. I thought the buffering was just me. How is it on your end, Christy? Better now. I'm only getting every other word. I'm getting slightly better than... Y'all, I'm so sorry. That sucks. San Diego is the least scariest place I've been. Yeah. Well, when you're in downtown San Diego and you're one of many people who don't have any money, who likes to do drugs, and I certainly did like it, but I was too scared to do any there because I didn't know anybody. Yeah, where I was pretty scary, I gotta say. But I definitely could have been in a scarier situation, no question about it. Is this better, you guys? Is having the mic right in front of me better? Is that helping? Give me a 5x5 if it is. But anyway, yeah, so I don't know how much of that did y'all catch. So I was just talking about, my early days in recovery and how I was kind of a Jesus freak, and I still looked like a little hippie chick, and I was, I'm been a tree hugger from way, way back, at least good 40 years, So anyway, are you guys there? Can you hear me? Is this any better? Somebody please talk to me. Pretty please tell me I'm okay. Tell me you can hear me or not hear me. Anyway. So yeah, they didn't like me so much when I was going to the meetings in those early days, because all I wanted to do was talk about Jesus, and someone would always come up to me, usually the guy leading the meeting, and say, it's the God of our understanding. And I'd be like, yeah, I understand. Jesus is doing that for me right now. So, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Lie? So that's when I turned myself over to the Christian recovery people, and they were kind of running the place downtown where they used to feed people who didn't have a home. And and I would volunteer to help serve the meals. And one time when I was walking there, it's about 2 or 3 blocks from St. Benny's where I was staying. And this guy pulls up to me and he goes, I look at him, he's looking at me through his behind the wheel of his car. And he goes, how much? And I'm like, huh? I'm in a baggy sweater, baggy boys pants, and literally boys pants, and they were baggy on me. And I just, and then I realized what he was asking, and I just went, praise you, Jesus, as loud as I could. And he just sped off, leaving rubber marks on the pavement. It was great. So you go through some things like this. Like one time I was walking downtown, and it was kind of getting toward the dusky end of the day. And, I didn't have cash in those days, and so I didn't get trolley rides very much. I was walking everywhere. I was scared, but I was curious. I was more curious than I was scared. And one time I just could feel something very menacing keeping a pace with me. And I could tell it was a ways back. And just right, it's almost like from out of nowhere, this trolley just stops and the doors open and I hop on as quick as I could. And as I'm sitting down, I'm preparing to have to answer to the trolley cops, because sometimes they had cops on there checking to make sure if you had a ticket. And so they would, I would just tell them, look, guys, do what you got to do. But I felt some menacing something following me and gaining on me. And the door just happened to open and I hopped on. If you need to give me a ticket, give me a ticket. I don't have any money. Nonetheless, that's what I'm doing here, and they're cops, and I was hoping that they would understand, but if they didn't, they didn't. So be it. 4x5. Okay, shoot. Well, shoot, I'm sorry, you guys. I don't know what's going on. It must be my internet connection. I don't know. But I don't have a chance to reboot in the middle of a thing. Well, maybe with me telling it doubly, maybe the parts that were missed in the first go around that will be picked up the second go around. It's about the best I can do at the moment. Another time I'm in the kind of more southern part of downtown, and which is kind of a little bit of a grayer area as far as whether or not it's safe to be out there and, just out there. And this time I actually did have trolley passes, and I was waiting to catch the trolley, and this guy that hadn't had a bath in a while came up to me. Huh? Why would you say that? I'm not sure I understand what you're saying there. Yeah, I would consider it a major threat, and I certainly didn't want it to happen to me. You know, I was sober. I didn't have the anesthetizing tools to deal with it. I really did not want that to happen to me. Anyway, so what the heck? What the ever? And so this guy comes up to me and he goes, "You got a boyfriend? You want one?" And I just go, "Yeah, I got a boyfriend. His name is Jesus. Want to meet him?" And he just he kind of turned around and, I remember just as I told it last time that he was kind of walking off mumbling, but there's a power in that name. And I didn't know it was the power of my crazy or the power of that name or a combination of both. And I didn't care. It kept me safe, so what are you going to do? So how are you going to deny that as a higher power when there's some actual power going on that keeping you safe in situations that are scary? Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. I'm totally 100% tracking with you now, Seventh Son. Thank you for clarifying. Appreciate that. But anyway, yeah, those are the stories that I most wanted to tell today. I'll get into some others, but what'd you found? Oh, hey! Hi, Ladybug. Yeah, I was just about to go ahead and close it on up because I guess I'm having a little bit of trouble with cutting out. I wanted to reboot my computer before I did the live stream, but I'd already set it up, and I was afraid that if I did, and I couldn't find the stream, that hi. Hello, hi. that I was gonna lose it and I couldn't pull up the link to stream. I've had that happen once before, and so now I'm really scared of that happening again. So it's my understanding that it's cutting out a lot, and I'm guessing that's why. And there's probably not a good Wi-Fi connection at the moment. So, and I apologize, I really do. But yeah, I was just kind of telling some fun stories from my early days in recovery. That was a very, very, very special time, very hard, scary a lot of times, not just out in the streets, just having to face a whole new life, a whole new way. Um, but I mean, man, those days, they were precious. And I feel like I knew they were even then. And and maybe that's another reason I didn't relapse, because there was so many special things happening. One time, um, like I said, I didn't have a whole lot of clothes. When I flew into San Diego, I kind of just barely had a change of clothes, and I didn't really take the change of clothes that I had with me when I was dropped off at St. Vincent de Paul. And so after I don't know, within a month, I was just wishing for my shoes were wearing out on me, and because I was walking everywhere, and they were wonderful, comfortable shoes, but the bottoms of them were getting really flat, and so my feet were hitting that pavement and I have a heavy gait anyway. And I was wishing for a new pair of shoes and a new change of clothes. And one time they brought some gimmies to where some of us girls in rehab were having our meeting, and there was a brand new pair of Nike tennis shoes in the box. They were my size, and they fit perfectly, and they were so comfortable. I mean, how is that an accident? There's no way I can call it an accident. I can't. One time I was given a voucher to go buy clothes at the St. Vinny's thrift shops, and one of the skirts that I'd picked out had a pair of beautiful little pearl earrings with 14 karat gold posts. And I mean, I didn't realize it until long after I had left the thrift store, and I didn't really know what to do about them, so I just wore them. I don't even remember what happened to them, but they were beautiful little things, and things like that meant a lot. I held on to a lot of that stuff that I got in those early days, a lot of the clothes. I may even still have a piece or two of it somewhere. But yeah. Hard days, beautiful days, rough days. Wouldn't trade a penny, a single bit of it. Not a bit. Oh, thank you. I was telling the people at the first of the thing, like, yes, I am wearing makeup, and I said, don't get used to it. I had just gotten in some new mascara and some concealer because my stuff is really old, and if I put old mascara and concealer on, my eyes will just water and water and water. So yeah, of course I had to try it out, and of course I have some lighting too. And anyway, like I said, it's makeup. Don't get used to it. I ain't doing this every day, I'm pretty sure. You never know. Who knows? Maybe I will. We'll see. I've gone through phases throughout my whole adult life. Phases where I don't do makeup, don't even shave on purpose. Yeah. And then times when I'm really gussied up. I kind of am all over the place with girly stuff. I was one of those girls that always liked to wear ruffly little dresses and, really pale pink, and have my little dollies with me, and climb a tree and beat up boys too. So, that's who I am. But thank you. I appreciate that. Well, guys, I realize some of y'all just got here, but I actually feel like I've had a meeting. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to have a moment of silence for the person that's still out there suffering in their addiction, and also the ones that we have loved and lost, if that's okay. Does anybody have anything that they need me to talk about or would like to talk about before I close? Nice. Like a real ADH person. Yeah. Oh, another thing that I announced at the beginning, if you missed it, I'm going to cuss. Not only in this this live cast here, but in general. And cussing is definitely allowed and encouraged. When I was a good little Christian girl, it took a lot of doing to clean up my mouth, and I did. You know, I probably can count on one hand the amount of times that I slipped and let a bad word, an F-bomb, slip out during that 16 to 18 year period. So, yeah, I've got a lot of making up to do, and I've been doing it. And I intend to, and I'm gonna. So, there you go. Anything, anybody? Yeah, I agree, Ladybug. That is God. Yeah. Oh, Ladybug, I'm so glad you fixed it. Nice. Anyway, oh, he says spoke too soon. Well, let's just go ahead and if it's okay with you, just let's close with a moment of silence. And then followed by the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Thank you so much, you guys, for being here. It means everything to me. Thank you. I so appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I'll see you on the boat tonight. Peace, y'all.